Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Lead Counsel, audience and listeners out there, welcome back to our weekly proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. For our next agenda item, I now have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over to you.
I will call on Honorable Silla to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما برحمة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق الناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Gracious and everlasting Father, the one whom we adore, thank you once again for the gift of life. We are grateful knowing that you are always with us. Journey along with us as we face the challenges of life with courage. Grant us the willpower to overcome them. We ask that your mercy and grace will speak for us today. Give us strength, inner peace, and comfort. Pour down your blessings upon us, and may we experience your divine touch and love in our hearts, today and forevermore. Amen.
Sir, can you please call the witness?
Good morning and welcome back, Mr. Witness. Please sit down. Mr. Witness, as a matter of routine, I'm obliged to remind you each time you come to make testimony before this commission that you are still under oath for continuation of your testimony.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Madam Chair, over to you.
Good morning, Mr. Baji.
Good morning, ma'am.
You are welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Council, can we proceed, please?
Good morning, Honorable Commissioners. Mr. Baji, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, we were discussing your role as finance manager, acting finance manager.
Okay.
You had told us yesterday that you are in an acting role or capacity since 2016.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you have not been confirmed yet. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So now back to your functions. Now, how can you summarize what your functions are as acting finance manager?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Can you just briefly remind us what your functions are as the acting finance manager?
As of now, my functions, my main functions is purely on receipting, and also to monitor and supervise all the collectors.
When you say receipting, what do you mean?
Purely receipting all incomes of the council.
Okay, all incomes.
Yes.
Does that include the revenue as well?
Yes, the revenue, yes.
Now, in your statement, you said it's my responsibility to monitor, supervise, and control the revenue collection activity of the collectors, and further maintain a rates and taxes register for every collector, indicating the total revenue expected.
Yes.
Can you please explain more on that?
Yes, normally, at the end of every year, we do conduct assessment
Yes.
of rates and taxes, where all the villages will be calculated, and then the revenue collectors would prepare their Form B. That is the total amount of money that are to be paid in each village to a grand total of a district. And then putting all those districts together, then that will be Form B. Okay, that from that Form B, then I account each and every collector on what they collect at their respective areas.
So you will know what the expected revenue would be in a particular area.
Yes.
And at the end of the year, you will probably know whether they in fact really meet that target or not.
Yes.
Have you been meeting your target over the years?
It differs.
Yes. On what? Can you tell us? And how does it differ?
It depends on their stage of collection.
On their?
On their stage of collection.
Their stage?
Their stage of collection.
A strength?
Yes.
What do you mean by strength of collection?
Sometimes, because rates and taxes, you don't collect it directly from the yard owners. You collect it indirectly.
Okay.
So normally, you know, whatever you find with the alkali is what you collect from him.
And then?
And then at the end of
That's where it stops?
That's where it stops, yes.
Should it stop there?
Well, that's what we do, because we don't have the mandate to go after the yard owners.
You don't have the?
Mandate to go after the yard owners.
You don't have the mandate to go after the yard owners?
Yard owners, yes.
What do you mean when you say you don't have the mandate to go after the yard owners?
Because normally the alcalis are the head of the communities.
Yes.
And then they are given the responsibilities to collect rates and taxes, and then from where they are also paid on commission. So normally we rely on them to collect taxes, rates and taxes.
No, relying on them is one. Not having the mandate is another. These are two different. When you say you don't have the mandate to do something, it may suggest, or it will suggest, that you don't have the power to execute a certain function.
Yeah, because at most
is that what you are saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because at most of the time, you cannot just go to a village and go to the yard owners without the alkali.
Who says that?
Anyway, that's what we do.
That's what you do.
Yes, that's what we do. Yes.
Is that you that which you do based on any regulation, any law, or any form of authority that you have received from a higher body or so? Where do you base that practice?
Because we pay them on commission, so we expect that at least they are supposed to collect these rates and taxes.
No, but you are mixing things up. You paying them commission, you asking someone to do something, someone acting as your agent, has nothing to do with you not having a mandate to execute a function. In fact, it should be the other way around. If someone acts as an agent for you, you as a principal should have the same powers that the person has.
Yes, sometimes we improve on that collection. Sometimes, for example, if you go to a village, you know, and then found that the alkali has not collected, or he collected a little revenue, sometimes we will tell him to lead us to compounds so that we go and see the yard owners themselves and then tell them to pay.
But you just told us you don't have that mandate.
But we do that through the alkalis. We don't do it on our own.
So when the alkali did not collect revenue,
yeah,
you are supposed to collect revenue.
Yes.
You are mandated to collect revenue.
Yeah, but not directly from the yard owners.
No. There's nothing saying that you cannot collect revenue directly. You are choose to do it through the alcalde because of convenience. Is that not the issue?
Yes.
Exactly. Convenience has nothing to do with whether that is the right thing to do or is the mandate or not. They are two different things altogether. You assign someone to do a function, they fail to do it, you can do it yourself. So that would not be an excuse for you not meeting up with your targets.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you agree?
I agree, yes.
Thank you. Now, supervise and monitor. How do you supervise and monitor these revenue collectors as a finance manager?
Basically, when they are in the field, as I said earlier, if their collections are not, forthcoming, I will go around to see why that is not happening. Because sometimes I may come across that some of the collectors are not going to the alkalis, or it's possible some of these alkalis has paid to the collectors, but they are not giving them receipts.
Yes.
So basically, that's how I supervise them.
Okay. And so if the revenue collectors go to the fields and then make collections for a particular day, what are the rules or the regulations? Like, for example, are they supposed to bank them? Do they come back to the office to conduct some balancing? Can you explain to us what the procedure entails?
These collectors live at various districts, and some of them are 40, some of them are 60 kilometers from Basse.
Yes.
So normally when they collect, what we agreed on is by Thursday, they should all report for reconciliation.
They should?
They should all report to the office for reconciliation.
Yes.
But notwithstanding...
To whom do they come to for reporting?
They report to me.
So every revenue collector has to report to you when they come from collection?
Yes, when they come from collection.
Okay, please proceed.
But that also depends on, sometimes if you collect a huge amount, within 2 or 3 days, you are not allowed to keep the money there with yourself. You are supposed to come and bank it.
Okay.
Yes. In case, for example, you go and collect 90,000 in a day, you are not allowed to stay with that 90,000 for a day or so without coming to bank it.
For a day or so.
Yes.
Probably you're not allowed to stay with the money. Upon collection, it has to be deposited.
Yes, because it will be very insecure with them to keep the monies with them, that huge amount with them, without banking.
Are there instances wherein revenue collectors will not deposit monies collected probably after a day or 2 or 3?
Yes, sometimes it happens. Just as I said, they report on Thursdays. So meaning sometimes they will collect Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then come and report. Like
and why is that?
Like I said, some of them are 40, 50 kilometers from Basse.
So they would not be able to come back and...
They will not be able to come back and bank at the same day. Instead, they will stay for 2 or 3 days and then come and submit.
Okay. Don't you give them motorbikes? I think some of them, they have motorbikes.
Yes, some of them have motorbikes, yes.
And still, even with the motorbike, they can't make it?
No, because it will be very expensive with them. If you look at the allocation of fuel that is given to them for month. So if they want to go and come back, for any amount that they collect in a day, perhaps at the end of the day, they might not be able to, cover up their expenses.
Okay. So now, for those who can make it on a daily basis, when they come to your office, what is the procedure? What do you do?
That may be only Basama Jawane who is in Basse. Or normally on daily basis,
Basama
Jawane.
There's only one revenue collector in Basse.
Yeah, who collects rates and taxes.
No, I'm talking about, you only deal with the ones that collect rates and taxes as the finance manager.
Yes, but I deal with all of them at the end of the week.
No, wait a minute. You, as the acting finance manager, do you deal with all the revenue collectors, or there is a group of revenue collectors that you only deal with?
I deal with revenue rates and taxes collectors directly, but I deal with the license collectors indirectly.
What do you mean indirectly?
Because those ones, they will report to Keru, Murlamin Keru, before they come to me.
But they still come to you?
They still come to me on Thursdays, yes.
So the arrangement is for rates and taxes, they come to you directly?
Yes.
And so you are the direct supervisor, in addition to you being a finance manager, you are the direct supervisor for rates and taxes as well?
Yes.
That is also falls under your portfolio?
Yes.
But then for license collectors, the first point of contact is they will pass through Keru.
Yes.
And come to you?
Yes.
Okay, and come to you to do what?
To do their final submission, because I will be the one who will be receiving their books, their cash books.
Now, but do you have licensed collectors who are in Basse as well?
Yes, yes, there are licensed collectors who are in Basse.
How many?
4 of them.
4 of them?
Four of them, yes.
Do they come to deposit their monies to the bank on a daily basis and come back to the office for reporting?
Yes, on daily basis, yes.
Do they do that?
Yes, they do that, yes.
No, but we have evidence that most of them, they don't do that.
No, they do that. Those who are in Basse, if they collect, they go and deposit straight to the bank.
So you don't have an instance wherein revenue collectors would not deposit on the same day?
It could be, but that's not to my knowledge.
But that would probably be to your knowledge because you're the finance manager and then they will come to you.
No, but I said license collected, they come to me indirectly.
Yes, they come to you after meeting Kiru.
Yes.
So at any given point in time, when they come to your office for supervision, you would ordinarily know what had transpired.
Yes, that will be at the end of that will be on Thursdays.
Yes, that's my
when
point.
When their books will be submitted to me.
Yes, and you would have known whether a particular revenue collector did not deposit their revenue collection for a particular day on time.
Yes, I will probably know it.
You'll what?
I will probably know it.
Not probably. The probability here is that there's nothing like probability. You will know. It's a fact that if you are a supervisor, and even if you do it for a week, once a week, at the end of the week on Thursday, if any revenue collector did not, for example, they collect revenue on Monday in Basse, and they deposit same on Tuesday, and you do your supervision role on Thursday, you would know that the monies collected on Monday were not deposited on Monday, they were deposited on Tuesday.
No, on normal circumstances, when they come for submission, before they come for submission, they will go and obtain their printouts. That is the number of businesses they collected in that particular week. That is from Monday to Thursday. So from that, from that printout, then I'll be able to know, their number of bankings in a week.
So, in addition to that function, what other function do you carry out in your capacity as the finance manager?
Sometimes I do also, monitor the incomes of the license. I also have a control register for the license team.
You have a what?
A control register for the license team as well. That was from last year.
A control register for the license scheme.
For license team, yes.
Can you tell us more about that function?
Because after their assessment tool,
yes,
they will also compile all their totals together at various areas of operation, and then establish a total. So when they come for submission, I'll also look at I'll also account them, based on their collections and and then knock it out from the actual amount they are they are expected to collect in a year.
Do you have an internal audit department?
Yes.
Since when?
About 3 years ago.
Who is in charge of the internal audit?
Farmata Saho.
Farmata Saho?
Yes.
Has been the internal auditor for the past 3 years?
Yes.
Good. Now, you said also that if the CEO or the director of finance are not present, you are the one who takes over their functions. Do you say that? Did you say that?
Yes. Most especially when the CEO is out of the country, or when a director of finance is on leave.
Now,
Council, Mr. Baji, can you provide us with the rates and taxes register?
Yes, and also
do you have it with you there?
Yes, I also have the trial balances of all of them since 2020 when
Can you provide us with all the documents that you have?
Okay.
Yes, so that we admit them in evidence.
Okay.
your function as the finance manager, do you prepare monthly summary of receipts and payments?
No, I normally reconcile that with the director of finance.
So you don't prepare monthly summary and summary of receipts and payments?
No.
Why is that?
Because in the IFMI system, I am only allowed to do receipting. So other areas too would always, with the account, with the books, with the other areas too, the others also will be assigned to do it. Like for example, me, I'm only purely on receipting. So Lamo would have the privilege to go into the cash book, and Modlamin Kero would go into the system of preparing vouchers. So normally we all have areas of operation, but at the end of the month, I do consult with the director of finance. That is the number of receipts I issued, and then to consult with him.
How about the drafting of final accounts and financial statements?
The financial statement, those ones are prepared by the Director of Finance.
So you have not done that.
No, I think he have done that.
Why have you not done that in your capacity as the finance manager?
No, that is not to my purview anyway.
That is not your.
It's not to my purview.
It's not your.
That is not to my responsibilities.
Oh, your responsibility portfolio. Okay. Are you familiar with the financial manual, the finance and accounting manual for local government authorities?
Yes, a bit used to it.
Why would you be a bit used to it?
Sometimes I collect it and then read it.
No, why would you be a bit used to the very document that is supposed to guide you in your functions? I don't understand that.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I do not have a copy, but most of the time, anything that I have.
Why do you not have a copy?
Anyway, we use one copy in the office. Anybody who wants to use it, you can just go and then take it and then read it.
No, because it's very clear that you do not have a proper structure in the finance department. So if from our Q&A, it's very clear that you do not really have a grip of what your functions are as the finance manager. Am I wrong to say that?
Okay, if that is what you say, it's fine.
No, but it has nothing to do with what I feel. If you disagree with me, just tell me you disagree with me.
Yes, I agree with you.
You agree with me?
Yes.
So, because these two that I've mentioned to you are really clearly stated in the financial manual that they are your responsibilities as the finance manager. Do you understand?
Yes.
And just to read to you, section 205, the finance manager shall be responsible for safeguarding the council's interest in all financial transactions relating to revenue collection. And it went further to say that these functions include particularly custody of all bank statements and a continuous check on all lodgements into the council's bank account. And that you have C, posting and balancing the general ledger, D, preparation of the monthly summary of receipts and payments, E, drafting of financial accounts and financial statements. These are your responsibilities. Or
yes.
do you have all your directions or the directives being given to you by the finance director?
Yes, at most of the time.
So anything you do in your department is sanctioned by the finance director?
Yes.
So unless he asks something to be done, you guys don't do it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the payment of monies to the finance director, Lamin Suso, by revenue collectors.
Council, can we take the documents that I requested for? I asked him to give us the rates and taxes register.
Yes.
He says he has it.
Okay.
Yeah, but that
And
one-
some other documents.
that one
Can you
is-
please
yeah,
peruse
no,
those
no,
documents?
Can you, yes, please guide us as
the
to which.
register is not with me. I only have the trial balances of the rates and taxes and trade license
Have-
from 2020 to now. I said I only have the trial balances of rates and taxes up to June, and also the licenses as of December.
Can we see them?
Do you have the register?
No, the register, I did not bring that one.
So can you note to bring that one for us?
Yes, I'll take note. Okay, okay, I'll take note. This is one of them. These are the three. These are the three, yes. Sorry, can you come for this one too? You can bring the other one to me. This one is the trap balance. Yes, yes, yes. You can give the 16 years.
The first is the balance sheet for rates and taxes as at July arrears 2020, 2021, 2022. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the big one is the balance sheet for of trade license as at 31st December 2022.
Yes.
Is that what you have?
Yes.
Honorable Commissioners, we applied to tender the balance sheets of rates and taxes as at July arrears 2020, 2021, and 2022, and the balance sheet of trade license as at 31st December 2022 in evidence as an exhibit.
Now, Mr. Baji, the rates register, is it separate from the licenses register?
Yes, it is different from the license register.
So you have a rates register separate from that of the license?
The one that I have is the one that I control their incomes against the end of the year. Against the end of the year.
But the issue is that you as acting finance, you have access to all these registers, right?
Yeah, for the one that I am
Not
accounting.
just the one that you are controlling.
Yes, I have one that I'm controlling.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, as acting finance manager, you have access to all of the other registers that deal with other revenue lines.
Yeah, because I pick most of this detailed information from that particular register.
That is what I'm saying. I said, as acting finance manager, you have, as part of your role, access to have the register for the different revenue lines. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
That is what I want to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you. The Basse Area Council balance sheets of rates and taxes as at July arrears 2020, 2021, 2022, and the balance sheet of trade licenses as at 31st December 2022, and the balance sheet of trade licenses is this one a duplicate? Because this one is also 31st December 2022.
Yeah, it must be a duplicate, yes.
These are two, one and the, can you please check, cross-check whether they are the same?
Yes, it is a duplicate.
Can I just have one of them? Let me take it again. The Basse Area Council balance sheet of rates and taxes as at July arrears 2020, 2021, 2022, and balance sheet of trade license as at 31st December 2022 are hereby admitted in the bundle and marked as LGC/MB/BSAC/003.
Ask the Commission, please.
Photocopy them for me and put it.
Yes, so I had asked the quick question regarding the fact that the finance director would ask revenue collectors to be paying to him directly. What do you know about that?
Well, that happens sometimes.
That happens sometimes.
It happens sometimes, yes. In every 100, maybe two or three.
Okay, can you explain to us what you know about that?
Yeah, because sometime back, Basama, Sorisilla and Suma Jallo,
Yes.
when they came for submission, I realized that their monies were not deposited.
Yes.
So I instructed them that if their monies are not deposited, they will not be receipted. Then Suma Jallo went and then collect her receipt, bought it. Basama Jallo too went and brought his receipt. And then Sorisilla too went and bought his receipt, and then I reconciled their books.
And you found out that they gave these monies to the finance director.
Yes.
Was that proper?
No, that was very improper.
It was very improper. And then
But it was conditional.
it was
Conditional.
conditional.
Yes.
What do you mean when you say conditional?
Because most of the time, for Basse Area Council, we don't have any administrative officer.
Okay.
So as a result of that, when either of them travels, meaning that the other one has to be in that situation, more especially if it comes to some immediate transactions.
So Mr. Suso, as the finance director, collecting revenue from these monies from the revenue collectors would be really improper, you said. These are your words. They will be very improper.
No, they will not be improper, absolutely. Because normally what they do, sometimes when the CEO travels to Banjul, what I have been seeing them doing, sometimes they will send checks from Basse to Banjul for CEO to sign this check and return them back. Or sometimes when Lamin is in Combo here and CEO is in Basse, sometimes CEO has to take the trouble of sending the checks to Lamin to sign and then take them.
I'm not talking about checks. I'm talking about revenue collection.
This is what I'm saying. You said whether it will be proper for. I said sometimes conditionally, sometimes they do it.
I said whether it will be proper to do what?
You said sometimes whether it will be proper for revenue collectors to give Lamin physical cash.
Yes, and you answered and you said that is very improper.
Yes, I said, but sometimes it is conditional.
Yes, but first we are talking about the fact that it is not proper.
It is not proper, absolutely.
Yes.
But they do it on conditions.
Yes, and I'm trying to understand that condition. What would that condition be?
That condition, just as I said,
yes,
there should be 3 signatories to the account of Basira Council.
Yes.
In case if the other one travel, the other two can be there, so that at least work would just continue.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it is only two of them who assign these checks.
Yes.
So in an event that the CEO travels to Combo and there are activities that Suso is supposed to conduct, normally what I used to see them doing is they will send the check to Combo here for CEO to sign, and then they send them back to Base for that activity to be conducted. And equally to when Lamin 2 is in Combo here and CEO is in Base, if there are some activities that are likely to repeat, the check has to be signed in Base, the check has to be sent to Lamin in Combo, and then Lamin has to sign and then send them back to Base.
If I understand you well, you are saying that sometimes there will be a need for the finance director to get physical cash from the revenue collectors to kind of bridge a gap that is probably void for a period of time, which is that the normal routine would be they will authorize a check, both of them, the CEO and the finance director. But when one is not present, and that is difficult to do, so what they will resort to is to get monies from the revenue collectors.
Yeah, and let's refund them.
That is what you are doing.
Yes.
You are saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
And then therefore that will be very much normal to actually serve a good purpose.
Yes.
You see, this is the reason why I told you when you came yesterday that if your intention here is to be covering for the finance director, you'll be making the gravest mistake, the biggest mistake. What you are saying now is what the finance director should come and sit here and say. But if you are looking at your friendship with the finance director and you are coming here to make some flimsy excuses, you will not only make a fool out of yourself, but you will cause a big embarrassment.
No, but I said it clear.
No, wait a minute. That is the embarrassment you are doing right now, which will really be not proper for a man of your status. What you know is what you should tell us. What you do not know, you do not know. You cannot be blowing hot water and cold water at the same time. You had mentioned initially that it's very improper to do that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So now there is no situation where in money should be taken from revenue collectors.
Absolutely.
Is there any exception in your responsibility as finance officers to be taking revenue monies collected directly from revenue collectors that are supposed to be banked by these revenue collectors?
No, we are.
So why are you making this kind of flimsy excuses?
This is what I'm saying. I said it is improper.
No, but I'm saying, but you had added something there. You had
said, but they do
you
it
wanted
sometimes.
us to believe, you wanted the commissioners to believe that in these genuine situations, when they could not have money genuinely for council's expenses, genuine expenses, then they resort to a very genuine cause, which is really not truthful. Because if I ask you to name me one instance where in that occurred, you will not even be in a position to do that, will you? You will not.
That's true.
Exactly. So don't do that again, please.
Okay.
Let's try to address the issues as they are and we move on.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
So, not the finance director did not only did he collect revenue consistently from revenue collectors for whatever reason, but then he himself will be going to the field, sometimes together with other revenue collectors, sometimes by himself to collect revenue. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I have just heard that on commission.
At the commission?
At the commission, yes. And also read it in the
Let me proceed, Madam Chairperson. Thank you. Yes, you were saying something. When I asked that whether the Director of Finance would go either with the collectors, one or two of the revenue collectors in the field, or by himself.
Yeah,
So what was your response?
I saw it in the audit report. I also had it on commission.
You saw it on the audit report,
Yes.
and you had it in the commission.
Yes.
In the audit report, what did you see there? What did you read?
I read that he went with Manku
Yes,
for collection,
yes,
and also went with Lamin Mane
okay.
for collections.
And
Those are the two I saw to have mentioned.
you were not aware as at the time when this were happening?
Who?
Were you aware as at the time that these activities were happening before it was being featured in the audit report?
No, I was not aware.
You were not aware.
I was not aware.
And what is your opinion on that?
Well, sometimes that might happen.
That might happen.
That sometimes happens. That myself or Lamin
Yes.
would have to go and supervise these revenue collectors. Not exactly to go for collection, but to go and supervise them while they are on collection.
To go and supervise.
Them while they are on collection.
So what Lamin does is to supervise.
Yeah, that's what he should do.
No, what he should do is one thing, but what you have seen in the audit report, was he supervising or was he collecting revenue?
Well, he was not exactly collecting revenue, but he was with the revenue collector at the time of that revenue collection.
What is the difference? Can you explain to us?
Yeah,
because
he is not directly responsible of the machine that he will be accounted for.
So if two revenue collectors go to the field, how many of them will be in possession of a machine?
One of them.
So the other one, how do you call him? Is he a revenue collector?
He will be a revenue collector, but a co-revenue collector. He will not be accounted for anything that is collected.
So two people, the one that has the physical possession of the machine is the one that is the actual revenue collector.
Yes, he's the one who is going to be accounted for what he collected.
So the other person, even if the other person is holding the money, but this one is only in possession of the machine, is the one that is in possession of the machine that will be accounted for.
Yes.
So the one holding the money
will not be accounted for.
Even if it has to eat the money.
The man who is the owner of the machine or the signatory to that machine would be responsible.
So why will you send two people?
Just to go and witness what they are doing.
Witness?
Yes.
Employees, they're going to witness. You have two revenue collectors who are going to collect revenue, but only one person is responsible.
Yeah, two of them are responsible of collection, but what I am saying, sometimes they secure each other, because sometimes to go and collect these revenues is difficult.
Yes.
So the other one will be there as a co-collector to be able to see what he is doing.
Why is that relevant when there are no responsibilities attached?
Well, for security reasons, sometimes
you are saying this because you had earlier on told us that the Lamin Suso's role as at the time that he will accompany Manko and others, or by himself, not by himself in fact, right now, but Manko and others to go and collect revenue, is to supervise. That what he does. That is what he does.
That is what he should do.
No, that is what he should do. That is not an issue here. I have presented you with a fact, and you have responded to the fact that yes, these things, these issues, they occur. The fact that he goes to collect revenue is a fact. But now you said, well, in going with the revenue collectors, he does not collect revenue, but he only observes and supervises. Is that what you are saying?
Yes.
And so he should not be held accountable for as a revenue collector at another point in time?
No, he's not accounted. It is the machine owner who will be accounted for.
Is the machine?
Yes.
So you as a supervisor, you as a head, you went with a junior officer directly under your control. You go on weekends and ask that he accompany you to collect revenue on days and times that are not even workable hours, when they are on leave.
Well, that particular collector should
No, forget the collector for now. Right now, I am asking you, even you as a finance manager, if you ask any of the revenue collectors to accompany you and collect revenue during weekends or when they are on leave, You are saying they should still be responsible?
No, they should not be responsible.
Who should be responsible?
The people who are on active leave, on active work.
No. Now, the finance director calling Manko during weekends or when he's on leave to go and collect revenue, who is responsible?
Director of finance should be responsible. He's responsible of that.
Exactly. So why would you not term him as a revenue collector at that point in time?
Well, I am trying to analyze this because if Manku should collect,
Yes.
as a revenue as at that time,
Yes.
he quite knew that he should be responsible of those accounts.
Yes.
On no circumstances that he should give that money to any other person, because he's giving a circular that any money that he collected should be banked.
That should be the ideal situation. But in Basse, the ideal situation never exists in Basse. You people squander money. In Basse, that's what you do. The finance department, you have more than $51 million that cannot be accounted for. In Basse, you and I we know, you will agree that there are no standard operations in Basse. You don't follow rules, do you?
Certainly, yes.
Exactly. You don't follow rules in Basse. So
But
you
that
cannot
does-
be
but
holding.
but that does not significantly mean that those monies were investable.
No, I see, it is for anyone who is sitting here who has taken public funds to prove that these funds had gone to the right place. It is not for me or for the commissioners, the honorable commissioners, or for anyone here to give anyone that is taking monies unlawfully to try to give you reasons as to or excuses that in fact you have proven that these monies are being put into the right places. If you don't have evidence of that, the only conclusion would be that they have been squandered.
No.
What would be the other conclusion?
There are evidences to show out that these monies were
Absolutely, there are evidences, and there's no problem. That's my point.
Of course, there are evidence, because $51 million cannot be withdrawn from council account
Why
by
not?
respective collectors and not put in good use.
But why not? We have seen the finance director withdraw money from council's account without no evidence. There had been audit report. Why was there the need for there to be a system audit in Basse? Was it not because of the financial malpractice in Basse? Do you want to deny that here?
Anyway,
Are you denying that there had been financial malpractice in Basse?
yes, there are some financial malpractice
Exactly.
in Basse. Yes, I believe that. But then, as I said, those monies that were withdrawn by respective accountants,
Yes.
we are not only withdrawn by themselves without the consent of the authorities.
No.
And then, of course, this checks would not be signed and cash to be withdrawn without an interpretation of the counterfoil to indicate what the transactions were purely meant for.
Listen, when we come to the withdrawals you have done, you tell us why you have withdrawn the money, what the monies are for. Give us evidence. There is no one that is going to be prejudged. We confront you with the evidence. There had been an audit report, there had been evidence has been given. You react to it. You react to it fairly. You will be fair with anyone, with everyone. But if you want to come here and give defenses to the Lamin Suso, it will not work. That was why I signaled to you that forget it. Your relationship with him, pack it aside, because it will not work here. Do you get it?
Yes, I get it.
Exactly. So now you will agree it is totally wrong for Lamin Suso to be collecting monies from revenue collectors, especially during weekends, going with them to in the field and collecting revenue.
Correct.
That is totally wrong.
Yes.
And again, it's wrong doing that when they are on leave.
Correct.
Now, have you ever done that with Lamin Suso?
No.
You have never gone to the field with Lamin Suso to collect revenue?
No, I have never.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am so.
We will come back to that.
Okay.
Now he had used. What can you tell us about the GTR system?
The GTR systems.
Yes.
The GTRs are registered receipts that we obtain from Gambia Printing Department, and they are in triple kits. And normally, when you go for collections,
Yes.
you only issue a double kit. You only issue an original receipt,
Yes.
and then you'll be left with the double kit and triple kit. And
Yes.
when you come for submissions, you'll be accounted on those double kits and triple kits, and then given a receipt on your total collection.
Is the GTR being used to collect revenue still? That's it. That system.
Well, to be candid with you, sometime last year,
Yes.
yes, we were collecting with it
By the staffs or by an individual, or
by the staffs, yes.
how about the Director of Finance, Lamin Suso?
Well, this is absolutely as a result of our data that we have in our system, in our 5-6 system, because most of these informations were not captured in the system and they were not in the contract, and they lie to waste in there for a period, but they are in our budget. That is the lodgers tax, lodgers and hawkers license.
Yes.
Those ones were not captured in the in our data. And it is very difficult to put it in the data with the simple reason that those ones move from one area to the other area. And if you go with if you go with these machines to trap them, sometimes it's difficult for you to create their license at the same time and issue them. So as a result of that, I think there was an as a result of that there was an arrangement that there should be a receipt that should be able to use to collect those lodgers tax, and then later be submitted.
Who made that arrangement?
That arrangement came from the Director of Finance
With,
with the CEO, according to him, because we take directives from him.
according to the Director of Finance?
Yes.
That he agreed with the CEO?
Yes.
And he had directed you to do that?
Yes.
Have you ever done that yourself?
Yes, I have ever done that.
You
and
have?
how I did that was because the receipts are on the proper restriction, so we will not want to give it to everybody. So normally, whosoever is to be given the receipt and then be going for collection, I would make sure that I'll go and supervise you. You collect, and at the end of the day, when you come, you deposit the money to the bank, and I give you a receipt through my FP system.
Did you confirm with the CEO
Yes, I confirm with him.
that they agreed, is a system that they agreed?
No,
to
I did
adopt?
not. No, I did not confirm with him.
So these are only directives from Lamin Suso?
Yes, because he is the one who goes for management meeting, and then he comes and filter the information on the management meeting to the.
Does that explain why he himself had to go and collect revenue as well using the same system?
No.
That doesn't explain that.
No, I did not.
So he should not do that.
No, he should not do that.
So are you surprised that he had done that?
Well, that's what I read from the audit report, and I'm surprised that if he should have done that,
Why are you surprised?
because that was not his responsibility.
But he had done so many things that were not his responsibility,
Okay?
and which you are aware of. He had done so many things that were not his responsibility, so you should not be surprised. Anything coming from Lyman Suso, you should not be surprised. Unless you are aiding him in one way or the other.
On no circumstance that I will do that.
Okay, we will find out. We will come to that. Now, any questions before I proceed? Commissioners? Yes.
You have said in your statement that you monitor and control the collectors so that you will be able to know the how much they have generated, the level of income they have generated against the expected income that they are supposed to generate. So now my question is, do you at the beginning of each year know exactly how much you must generate as income?
Can you repeat that question, please?
I said, do you at the beginning of each year know exactly how much income you will generate as a council
Yes,
if you collect all the taxes?
That is what I have submitted to. That's like appendix.
No, just answer my question.
Yes.
I know that you have
Yes,
submitted.
we know.
You know.
We know, yes.
So why is it that the investigations show that there is always variance as to the revenue you collect?
There is always?
Variance.
No, when they come for submission to me, there has to be no variance.
They don't have variance.
No, they don't have any variance with me.
So at the end of the year, for example, this year, how much is your estimated revenue that you are supposed to collect?
On trade license?
Yes. No, let us go to your own domain, that is the rates.
6,687,955.
That is rates.
Rates and taxes, yes.
Rates and taxes.
Yes.
That is the expected income For the whole year?
For the whole year, yes.
Yes.
This
How mu-
include
No,
the
no,
RS.
just listen, I'm coming. So, that is 6 million, how much?
6 million, 687,955.
So that is what you expect to generate by December?
By December, yes.
How much have you generated so far?
As of 24th June, we generated $1,747,105.
This is income, this is rates you have collected?
This is this and taxes, yes.
You have collected?
Yes.
So you have an outstanding balance of how much?
4,940,570.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed. We'll get back to that.
And that includes the accumulated areas from 2020, 2021, and 2022.
We will get to that. Mr.
Good morning, Mr. Baji.
Good morning.
You have been acting for how many years?
Since 2016.
2016 to date is how many years?
2016? About 7 years?
About 7 years.
Yes.
Are you aware of the fact that you cannot act for more than 6 months?
Yes, I'm aware.
What did you do about that?
I communicated to the CEO, the then CEO, who was then here before.
And?
I wrote to him, and I don't know whether he has submitted my letters to the, to the Service Commission or not, but I wrote to him.
For all these years, you are still waiting for a reply? 7 years?
7 years, yes.
And you feel comfortable without not having a reply?
Yes, anyway, because I am absolutely comfortable.
You are absolutely comfortable?
Absolutely comfortable, yes.
Is it because that the finance department can use you as and when they will? Or as and when they want?
No, because
Because of the fact that you will be, since you don't have the requisite qualifications to be there, they just kept you there and hang on your head that if you ask again that you've been acting for more than 6 months, you should be told whether you are to be the substantive holder or somebody else has to be brought in. And you are very comfortable with the status quo as it is, because you take directives without questioning. That's what you have, the evidence that you had given.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Baji.
Sorry.
Good morning.
Are you still being paid acting allowance?
Yes, I'm still being paid acting allowance.
For 7 years?
For 7 years, yes.
And what's the pro rata claims that or payments that you have? As an acting, what's the percentage do they put on top of your salary, your basic salary?
1/4.
Sorry?
1/4.
1/4?
1/4 of my salary, yes.
25%?
Yes, 25%, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Baji,
Yes.
in your statement, you said you start to the WAS exam in 1984.
Yes.
Was there any WAS exam in 1984?
I said secondary fourth exam. Secondary, no, that might be an oversight.
Yeah, because that is what we have here.
Okay.
And it was, during that time, it was either secondary 4 leaving certificate
Yes, exactly.
or O level or A levels.
Secondary fourth, that's an error. I have just seen that.
Okay, noted.
Yes, noted.
Then the second question is, does the Basse Area Council have a deputy CEO and a deputy finance director?
No,
They don't have.
they don't have.
So that's the more reason why they ask you to act at certain times.
Yes, and no administrative officer as well.
So you have not only a dual role, but multiple roles.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Baji,
Yes.
good morning.
Good morning.
You said here that you got to know about the relationship of the Director of Finance with the councillors recently from the Commission and through the audit report. Is that true?
Can you repeat the question, please?
You just said here that you got to know the relationship between the Director of Finance and the collectors in terms of the collectors paying monies to him, and that you got to know about it only through the report, through the Commission and the audit report, that you were not aware of that.
Yes.
All right. And in 2019, you transited from the GTRs to the digitalized system of collections.
Yes.
The whole purpose was to maximize revenue generation.
Yes.
All right. And with the digitalized system, you have machines, that you use for collection.
Yes.
And each of the machines, or all of the machines, the trade license register and the race register are uploaded into those machines.
Yes.
To guide the collectors in their collections.
Yes.
And the information that is uploaded in the collection machines is synchronized to the server at the IT office.
Yes.
So that there will be proper monitoring going on.
Yes.
And yesterday, Mr. Kero said here that he has a monitor in his office to monitor the collections and also reconcile the deposits in the accounts of the Basse Area Council. And likewise, the Director of Finance and the CEO, they monitor on daily basis what every collector collects and whatever is deposited into the account.
Yes.
So with all that information and the digitalization of the system to maximize revenue and also to do proper monitoring system, you are telling us that you are not aware of what has been going on between the collectors and the Director of Finance.
Yes, what happened is we were not given those rights before. And I have never even used that control mechanisms as a manager. It was purely on the purview of the Director of Finance and then the CEO. It is of recent, just about 2 months ago, that we were also mandated to have that access. But I have never used that access before. I have never used it. On circumstances, normally, yes, as I said, those facilities were not given, those rights were not given to us as managers. It is only of recent, just about 3 months ago, when that facilities were given to us. But me, I have never used that facility before. The only way that we can be able to know exactly what these collectors collect is from the IT unit. Normally, when they come for submission, before they come for submission, rather, they will go to the IT unit and then collect their printout. That is all the collection that they make in that particular week, and they will come with that printout to me for verification, and then I issue them the receipts.
As the overall supervisor, as the finance manager, don't you think that it is prudent that you also have this monitoring mechanism in place?
Yes, that's very obvious. In fact, we should have this monitoring system in our offices instead of other areas, because we are the one who is monitoring and also supervising. And at the end of the day, we are also the ones who are also, trying to, being able to know how much they collect in a week or on daily basis.
All right, the other issue that I want to raise with you is about what you call the floating revenue, known as the hawkers.
Yes.
These are people who have no permanent addresses, and you go and collect licenses from them, just like the market vendors. They are not captured in your trade license register.
No, they are not captured.
Yes, they are not. I know they are not captured. So how do you reconcile that?
Well, just as I said, we have no proper data for those ones. And with the machine that we are having, we are not given the rights to immediately be able to update them in the system as we are in the field. So normally before you can update them, you must have to come back to the office, go to the IT unit, to update them, and then effect the payments. And then, so before then they are gone. Because the system that we are using is correct. Because that's the only way that we can be able to maximize our revenues. But alongside to, if you are changing to, it is also very difficult to change completely your system. Because if you change your complete system, you go to another system, sometimes it may be a problem because there may be lapses somewhere else. Because some of these lodgers and hawkers, initially before we have been collecting a reasonable amount from them. But as of today, we are not able to do that because we are not able to trap them, at the same time issue them with receipts.
All right, just doing a comparative analysis of the revenue generation using the GTRs and the new machines, which one would you think that is more prudent or is generating more revenue?
Well,
in terms of control mechanism and collections.
For more transparency, the machines are more proper. But then the machine has to be owned by us. The server has to be owned by us. Because anything that we need to incorporate, there should be a consultation to the people who own the server. And then the server is not even in the Gambia here. The server is almost with the company itself. So whatever we need to incorporate, we must have to make consultation so at least we can be able to have that. And if there are failures of network, we can stay the whole day. So, but alongside, for those that we are not able to capture in the, with the devices, those are floating, just as you said. Those ones can be put on another ways of collecting from them. Or if you can be able to.
Mr. Baji.
Yes.
Mr. Baji, I find it difficult to appreciate your evidence with respect to why you cannot be in a position to capture the floaters, because these are people you randomly meet, and if you have the digital machine, I cannot see how it cannot be rocket science to input that information in that machine. It is your responsibility to give the information to the person who is programming your machine, because these are people you meet and you collect revenue from them. And I cannot see the difficulty in not issuing instantaneously a receipt to the person that you have collected the revenue from. Or is there a problem that you cannot instantaneously issue somebody that you have requested to pay you a receipt?
Yes, this has been a general concern to all of us.
No, that is not what I'm asking. I am asking, is there a challenge or a difficulty for you not to be able to issue the receipt when you demand for payment to be made to you, whether it is GTR or the machine that you have in your possession?
Yeah, for the machine it's difficult because you cannot.
I beg to disagree with you, because I believe that the person that was installing your system had consultation with you, and if you had given or if you had raised the concern, the person providing the system would have provided the means of inputting that information in the system that would enable you capture or would enable you produce that receipt? Or even in the alternative, you still have the GTR. And is there any law that says you should not use the GTR
No.
after introducing the machine?
No.
So why should it be a problem?
Anyway, we are not authorized to use the GTR.
You are not?
We are not authorized to use the GTR at this latter part.
Based on what?
No, I don't know why.
Did
why.
they give you written instructions that you should not use the GTR?
No, they did not give me written instructions, but we were told to stop operating on GTRs completely.
So it was a verbal instruction?
Verbal instructions, yes.
Council, can you proceed?
Mr. Baji,
Yes.
where are the GTRs kept? The unused GTR, where are they kept?
They are kept at the office.
Which office? Whose office?
Director of Finance office. Director of Finance will be responsible.
Are you telling me it is kept in the Director of Finance's office?
Because he's the one who
No, please. Is it a yes or a no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, and the Director of Finance is using the GTR according to your testimony for lodgers and other categories that are not programmed in your machine.
Yes.
He uses it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Baji.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good, thanks. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions about your lodgers' taxes. How many types of lodgers do you have?
Only one.
Only one type?
Yes, lawyers and stage farmers.
Sorry?
Lawyers and stage farmers.
Lodgers and what farmers?
Stage farmers.
Then farmers. Could you spell that, please?
STRANGE. Stage farmers.
Ah, okay. Thank you. So, what is the basis of this taxation? Is it a license or is it, because you have rates, you have licenses, so under what category does this fall under?
They fall under rates and taxes.
They fall under rates and
Under
taxes.
rates and taxes, yes.
Okay. And so you only have one type, one category of lodgers and one category of strange farmers.
Yes.
And how much is their tax?
$250.
Okay. So your your IT person, he's able to input just lodgers and strange farmers in the system, right?
Yeah, but that was not captured.
No, I'm asking, is this something that is possible?
Yeah, that's possible, yes.
Okay, so is there any reason why it has not occurred to the council to have the IT person input lodgers, $250 is, strange farmers, $250 is on the system so that you can issue a receipt every time you meet a lodger or a strange farmer?
Yeah, that could have been done,
Okay.
but you will not be able to specify who these people are.
Isn't that the whole issue why you said you can't issue them receipts, because you can't specify who they are, but
Yeah.
you still collect the money?
Yes, we still collect.
So why not just do it that way since you're collecting the money anyway?
Because normally, if you are putting it, the individual's data should be the individual's information should be in the data. So if you don't have his information, it will be difficult for you to be able to capture, or for you to know exactly from who you are supposed to collect.
Usually they don't come the second year, right? Or you're not likely to meet the same lodger or strange farmer twice.
No, because they don't stay.
So that's my point. You're not likely to meet them again, right?
Yes.
But the idea is so that you capture the category at least of the person that you're collecting the tax from.
Mhm.
So if you have on the system lodgers, you meet 5 lodgers for that day, you input 5 lodgers for that day and collect $250 for each of those 5 lodgers. Is that something that would be possible if they put it on the system?
Yes, that's possible.
Okay, so would it not, be a good accounting mechanism for every time you meet a lodger, you put in the system, lodger, $250, even though you don't have the lodger's name?
Yes.
So what is the alternative? What do? You go back and get it to be input in the system? How do you receipt them when you meet them on the road?
If you meet them on the road, you just challenge them
Challenge them to what?
to pay. You force them to pay.
Force them to pay based on what?
Because they are supposed to pay.
Okay. So how do you issue them with a receipt when they pay, when you meet them on the road and you challenge them to pay?
If it is with the GTR, you just
If you assume you don't have a GTR, you only have the machine, because you're not supposed to walk around with the GTRs.
No, you cannot put their data. You cannot have their data.
You cannot have that. So that's not what I'm asking you. When you go to meet them, when you go and you happen on one, on the road or wherever it is you meet them, you don't have a GTR book because you're not supposed to be walking around with the GTR books. Is that all right?
Yes.
So you only have a machine.
Yes.
So how do you collect it from them?
No, we don't collect from them.
So then you don't collect it from
We
them.
don't collect from now.
So that's another missed opportunity for revenue.
Yes.
So that's why I'm asking you, does it not make sense to the council to have that lodgers and strange farmers input on the system, so that anybody who has a machine, when you walk and meet one, you collect the license or the tax and you input it on the system?
That could have been more better.
But then don't you all work together to make sure that the systems that you have in place work? Because you're saying it would be better, so I mean, I'm sure it's something that you probably thought about before.
Yeah, we've been crying for this, but we are not able to, we are not able to input them.
Why is that?
No, absolutely, I have no reason to that, but we have been crying for that, because the reasons of why we are going to collect the GTR, we are going to collect them from GTR, is because we do not have their data from our system. So if it is not to be collected by the GTR, then the management should have made sure that at least they are able to incorporate it into data.
You're a manager, right?
Yes, I'm a manager.
So aren't you part of the management?
Yes, I am part of the management,
okay,
but not at all the time.
Yeah, but have you ever suggested this?
Yes, I have ever suggested that, yes.
To whom?
To the Director of Finance.
This current director,
yes.
Lamin Suso.
Lamin Suso, yes.
Okay, and what happened?
Initially, before, what they agreed on was, because they are not in the data, so we should use GTR and collect them. That was some 2 years ago, and we were able to collect, as in the budget.
So, the GTRs, you buy them, right? The council pays for them.
Yes, the council pays for them. Yes.
Okay, and the council has still been purchasing GTRs?
No, they don't purchase GTRs.
When was the last time they purchased GTRs?
That was a long time back, and then since we started using the machines, we stopped them. But most of them are still there unused.
So you've kept the stock of the unused GTRs?
Yes.
And who has the record of all the serial numbers of the GTRs that remain?
The Director of Finance. And
who checks to make sure that the stock that you have is not being misused?
The CEO has the right to do that.
Does the CEO do that?
Yes, I think the CEO did that.
No, you think or you know? Because
you're
supposed to
the CEO, of course, did that.
He does that?
He does that, yes.
Regularly?
No, not regularly, because at one time he requested for all these GTRs, and then it was all submitted to him.
So if he's requested for all the GTRs and they were submitted to him, how does the Director of Finance have GTR books?
I beg your pardon?
If the CEO was given all the GTR books that the council had remaining, how did the Director of Finance get GTR books?
Well, I would not easily know that. But I know certainly the CEO at one time ago requested for all these GTRs.
Okay.
Yes, so we were discussing the monies that were being...
Mr. Baji, so yearly you have your schedule of tariffs that you charge?
On dues and taxes?
Yes.
Yes.
Every year you review it?
Yes.
Do you gazette, do you send it for approval as is required for under the law?
No, I would not easily know that. What I can remember was some time back, 2015, 14, 15, 16, we had a flat rate system which was gazetted, but that has replaced another one. But no sooner in 2019, that was stopped and we went into the old ones. But the old ones...
Which old one did you went back
to? I have a copy of the old one. That is where they charge district rates At $100. Fire insurance.
Let me see the old one, because we already have the one that is gazetted in 2011.
2011.
Yes.
Maybe in my bag, huh? In my bag. In my bag, yes.
Yes, you can proceed whilst he looks for, he gets it back to get it.
Yeah, so we had discussed incidents where the finance director will either go to collect revenue by himself or with revenue collectors. And we had concluded that that is really not correct.
Yes.
I had asked you whether you have accompanied the finance director, and your answer was no.
Yes.
That you have never gone with the finance director to collect revenue.
Yes.
Would you be very surprised, for example, if you see evidence that you indeed accompany the finance director to collect revenue?
No, I will not be, yes, I will be surprised.
Why?
Because it has not happened. I have not ever gone with the director of finance to go and collect revenue.
Did you see that in the audit report?
Yes, I saw in the audit report, yes.
What did you see in the audit report?
I saw that myself and director of finance sometimes goes for
Yes.
revenue collection,
Yes.
more especially on Saturdays,
Yes.
without the consent of the CEO.
Yes.
Yes, I have seen that, yes.
And then?
That has never happened.
Were you interviewed by the auditors?
Yes, I was not engaged by the auditors.
You start by saying, yes, I was engaged by the auditors.
I was not engaged by the
And
auditors.
then you changed that you were never engaged by. Were you in the entry meeting?
No, I was not at the entry meeting.
Were you in the exit meeting?
No, I was not.
You were not present?
I was not present, no.
Where was that?
I think then I was sick. I have not come to work for some time.
The auditors, they called you several times.
No, they don't call me.
They did.
No, they didn't. They don't.
The auditors called you several times, but you could not be present.
No, in fact, they did not call me. And in fact, they were not even supposed to call me.
Why?
Because they have their contact person who is responsible of giving them information and who is also supposed to get them anybody they need.
And who is that?
Mr. Lamin Keru.
So they should not call you?
Yes, because that man was his contact person.
So Mr. Lamin Keru, did they meet Lamin Keru?
Of course they should meet Lamin Keru. Because who?
No, did they meet Lamin Keru?
They should meet. Yes, he said in his testimony yesterday that he was the one who collected vouchers and then gave it to them.
Was he interviewed?
Who, More Lamin?
Yes.
Anyway, I don't know whether he's interviewed.
How do you know that they met him then?
No, he said yesterday in his testimony that when these auditors went, they requested these vouchers from him.
Yes.
And then he went and collected these vouchers from Lamin and gave it to them.
Now, what do you know as a finance manager? When you came back from you were sick, you came back to work. What were you told happened behind you regarding the audit?
I was told that.
Did you find out?
No, I was told that in the very day I came, I found them responding to audit queries.
Okay, you found them responding to audit queries.
Yes.
And then, were those audit queries responded adequately?
It was raised. No, then they have almost gone from that part.
My friend, you found them responding to audit queries.
But that was the second day.
That was?
That was the second day. They responded it for 2 days.
Yes.
The second day was the one that I attended.
And then?
That was the day I have the preview. I was previewed to know what was going on.
Why did you not respond?
No, I did not respond because I know it was not substantial and it was not on evidence based as well.
But then respond. There are allegations against you. So you thought that there was no need to respond?
Because they were
the auditor came, conduct an audit, found you conducting malpractices. You think it is not correct, their findings are not based on any evidence, and you decided to respond?
No, absolutely I did not respond.
Was that really a good decision on your side?
It was not.
So why did you not respond?
It was not. I should have responded, but I did not respond.
Exactly. Because what they found, as per the audit report regarding the system audit for the period 1st January 2020 to 30th September 2022, is that they said, and I will read verbatim, during the interview with the finance director, finance manager, and some revenue collectors, during the interview with the finance director, finance manager, would that be you?
Yes.
And some revenue collectors, we noted that the finance director and the finance manager on some occasions go to the field to collect revenue, especially in the weekend, without the knowledge of the chief executive officer. The reason given by the finance director is that the council needs money. Now, before you respond, you would be surprised that there were some revenue collectors who mentioned your name. My colleague will deal with that. I will give you the opportunity. Is this true? Have you ever, even in one situation, accompanied the finance director?
No, I have never accompanied the finance director.
So then why was your name mentioned?
I have categorically made it clear that I was not at work when the auditor came.
When the auditors came?
Yes, when
you
they
were
came,
sick.
I was sick. So when they say that now they have interviewed me, so that means controversial.
Okay.
I was not there.
That's fine.
And even the list of the collectors that he interviewed, my name is not captured.
Okay.
So I was not there as well. So if he said that he also interviewed me, so that's difficult for me.
Okay, that's fine. So now you were sick.
Yes.
When the auditors will come to audit, do they give you advance notices?
Do they
give you advance notices?
Yes, they give advance notices. Yes.
So you knew when they will come to audit?
No, I never knew.
You said they will give you advance notice.
Yes.
Advance notice means you will have advance knowledge.
No, but that would be at the management level. They will inform the management, and the management also informs us. The management has never informed me that these auditors were supposed to come.
You see, will the auditors give you advance notice? You said yes. Now you know that I will ask you the next question is, then you must have knowledge of it. You're now saying they only inform management. You work at the finance department as a finance manager. If you are to be audited, you are second in command. Is that not the case?
This is what I am saying.
Are you not immediately after the director of finance?
Yes, of course. But
do you not deputize the CEO when he's absent?
Yes.
So are you not part of the management?
Yes, I am part of the management.
So
at some instances.
In all instances, you are part of management because you're very much important in Basse Area Council. In your statement, you have said that. In your testimony here, you have said that. On numerous occasions, you will step in for the CEO or for the finance director. In fact, as per your job description, you are immediately below the finance director. So you form part of the senior management. Is that a fact?
That's a fact, yes.
Exactly. So you are in management.
But what I am saying is,
yes,
that's a requirement for the auditors to inform, any institutions before they go for auditing.
Yes.
That one is a requirement.
Yes.
But what I am saying in this situation is, before they came, I was not aware. I was not informed.
You were not aware. But when I said whether they give you advance notice, you said yes.
Yes, that's a requirement for them.
No, I didn't ask whether it is a requirement for you to have advance notice. Sabaji, you are educated, aren't you?
Yes.
And your qualification again is what? You had a certificate in what?
Diploma in English language.
In English language.
Yes.
So you are the last person that will not understand what I am saying. Forget it. You are the last person that will not understand what I am saying. I am speaking the most basic English language. You have a diploma in English language. So don't try to play any games. Do you have advance notice? It's different from whether it is a requirement to have advance notice.
Councillor, I don't think you understood me.
You don't think I am?
You understood me.
Okay, how?
I said, yeah, it's a requirement for the auditors to be informing the council prior to their comment.
Yes.
But in these situations, I was not informed.
No, but you are the one
until the time when I resumed at work, when I found that they were responding to audit queries.
Yes. I am not denying that fact. I am not denying that fact that you are not present, even though your name is mentioned. I'm not denying that you may not have been present. I am saying that I had asked a question whether you received an advance notice. You said yes. Then I asked for that. You said no, you were not present at the time. You only knew about it when you came. But it's management. Is that not what you said?
That must be an oversight.
Okay.
Story,
You
yes.
stay and oversight. Don't say I'm not being fair to you.
Yes.
You had given your answer already.
Okay.
Now, which is which? Did management receive an advance notice?
The management should receive advance notice.
Did they receive an advance notice?
They should receive advance notice before the
Did they receive an advance notice?
They should.
Again.
Yes, they have received the advance notice. They should be, because it's not possible for Israel to go to somewhere on a scene without informing them prior to their coming.
So it is safe to conclude that they have received an advance notice.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, you came back. You found them responding to the queries.
Yes.
What did you tell them? The management.
They invited me.
Yes.
And I went.
Yes.
And I found them, quite a number of them. It is almost, management, councillors,
Yes.
So we started from where they stopped from the previous day, and then we continued.
Did you tell the management that the queries are not correct?
No, I did not tell them the queries were not correct, because at that time I did not have the privilege to go through the report. It was after when I was given a copy.
After when?
After the queries respond.
Management responded, and they said that the chief executive officer, to ensure that the finance director and the finance manager immediately stop collecting revenue. So your management agree to this finding. They had really not doubted or in any way refused to accept this particular finding. When the auditors found out that you and the finance director did actually go to the fields to collect revenue, especially during weekends, they agreed to that finding.
Yes, because I am part of the management, I will accept that.
Exactly. That's it. They had agreed to that finding, and they had cautioned that you should stop it.
Yes.
Yes. So that is the management response, which means that finding is true. So that they are saying you should stop it. Have you stopped?
Well, absolutely.
Have you stopped?
Yes, we have.
Have you stopped?
We have stopped.
Have you stopped?
We have stopped. Yes.
Okay.
But the fact of that matter is, I did not go with Lamin collectively to go for collection. Most of the time when I am going to the field for supervisions, I go with the revenue collectors.
What is the difference?
I'm coming to the point.
Okay.
So when I go with the revenue collectors, my responsibility is not to collect. My responsibility there is to monitor them and supervise them and see how they operate.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever they collect, they are responsible of that.
No. I mean, if you are saying
physically, I don't collect.
How many? Name me 2 revenue collectors you have gone with.
I went with Mohamed Suso.
Yes, to collect revenue.
Yes.
And then
I went with Manko as well.
Mm-hmm. Manko.
Yes, those are the 2 that I can.
Was it during the working hours or weekends?
During the working hours.
When was that?
That was just some few months ago.
Few months ago.
Yes.
You went with him. How much was collected?
It's about $97,000.
One day.
1 day, yes.
Was that posted?
Yeah, it was posted, yes.
By
Manko.
By Manko.
Yes.
And then with Suso?
No.
You have never gone with Suso?
No, I have never gone with Suso. Collectively, I have never gone with Suso to go and collect. Normally, when collectors are going, if I am in doubt of any area that I want to supervise, then I mount a tracking team where they will be collecting their rates and taxes, and I will be monitoring them. But never at any instance where I will collect or be regarded as a revenue collector as we go together.
Why will you not go with Lamin Suso?
No, because we are of different responsibilities. Me, I supervise and monitor.
No, if Lamin Suso had to ask you to go with him, why would you not go with him?
Anyway, he has not said that.
Now, how about the withdrawals? Are you aware of the alerting to account?
Alerting to account, yes.
What do you know about alerting to account?
Just as I mentioned yesterday, Lami is a close friend of mine.
What?
It's a close friend of mine.
Yes.
Sometime back, Sometime back in 27 September 2021,
Yes.
he assigned me to go and collect 700,000 from his account and go and deposit into council account.
He assigned you to collect $700,000 from his personal account.
To go and deposit into council account.
Is this the Alatinto account?
Alatinto account, yes.
Which bank?
To Trust Bank.
Trust Bank.
Yes.
Okay, please proceed.
So I asked him, but why are you doing this? He said it's an internal arrangement.
Okay.
At the time, I did not believe absolutely whether it was an internal arrangement. And then I went and deposited this money to the bank, to the said bank.
Yes.
And when I deposited this money to the said bank,
You deposited the money to the bank, to council's account. Which of the accounts?
that's the receipt with me.
You have the receipt? Can we see the receipt? And when was this? You said again?
This was 27 August
Which year?
2021.
21. Yes. You withdrew $700,000 from the account of the finance director to the Alatinto account.
Yes. And then went and deposited into council account.
To council account, and which you said the account is?
Trust Bank.
The Trust Bank account is the Alatinto account.
No. I said I withdrew this from Alatinto account.
Which bank?
Eco Bank.
Eco Bank.
Yes.
And then you deposited to?
I went and deposited into council account at Trust Bank.
Honorable Commissioners, we applied to tender a transaction receipt dated the 27th of August 2021 into evidence as an exhibit, being an alleged deposit by the witness amounted to $700,000 withdrawn from the Alatinto account of the finance director and deposited allegedly to the council's account at Trust Bank into evidence as an exhibit. Is that fair?
Yes.
When did you say you paid this money, Mr. Baji?
27th October 2021.
Mr. Baji, that is incorrect.
Sorry, then let me. 27 September 2021.
A trust bank transaction receipt dated the 27th of September 2021 is hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/MB/BSAC/004.
Ask the commission, please. Yes, so please tell us more about this particular withdrawal and deposit.
So when he assigned me to go and withdraw this from his account to council account, I asked him. He said it was an internal arrangement.
Okay.
At the time, I did not know whether it was an internal arrangement, and then I took this money and deposited them into council account at the Trust Bank.
Yes.
And I believe, when it landed into the council account, the management was aware
okay.
of the deposit.
And then?
And then from there, if you look at the bank statement, you will see they started using, they started using the money from the second day.
They started withdrawing the monies.
Yes.
So was that the only incident?
Yes, that's the only incident. Yes.
That's the only incident you had in relation to the Alton account.
Yes.
Are you sure?
At sometimes, he will send me to deposit monies to his account.
Okay.
Personally, yes.
Personally.
Personally, yes.
And then, what about those monies? What can you remember? These incidences? Can you tell us?
No, those ones were just personal deposits into his account.
How do you know they were personal deposits?
Because I am not a revenue collector where I can have a source, of collecting money and then putting it into his account.
But you're not also his employee to be going to the bank and depositing money.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, but just as I alluded yesterday, he's a personal friend and he's my authority as well. If he sends me to deposit money into his account, as the way that I also send some people to withdraw and deposit in my account, I just do it.
Oh, you also do the same thing?
Yes, sometimes I send people to come and go, and if I am tired, I send some people to go and withdraw monies from my account.
Which banks do you bank with?
I bank with the Vista.
Vista Bank, yes.
I bank with Echo.
Echo Bank.
I also bank with Reliance.
Reliance.
Yes.
You have 3 bank accounts.
Yes.
You must be very rich, huh?
No, I am not rich.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am not. I'm very
If you are asked to produce these bank statements, will you be able to produce them?
Yes, I will be able to.
These financial statements, yeah, will you be?
Yes, I will be able to provide them.
Yes, Honorable Commissioners, we will ask the witness to produce his financial statements or bank statements of Vista Bank, Echo Bank, and Reliance Financial to the Commission. When can you do that?
Yes.
Certainly next week.
No, we give you directives as to when you produce them. We want you to produce these accounts by Friday. And
Right.
please provide them from the inception to date.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Apart from these banks, do you own any personal assets as well?
Personal assets?
Yes.
Except my compound.
How many compounds?
The one in Basse?
You have a compound in Basse that you have constructed?
Yes, that I've constructed, yes.
What kind of compound is that?
Anyway, it's just a compound.
Is it a bungalow? Is it a story building?
A bungalow, yes.
It's a bungalow.
It's a bungalow, yes.
You have 1 bungalow in Basse?
Yes.
And then what else?
That's the only one that I have. I have one in Basse. That one is a joint one. That one is a family one.
And then any other landed property?
No.
You don't have any?
No.
If we were to conduct a search, we wouldn't find any?
No.
Okay. We will come back to that. So okay. You said sometimes he will send you to deposit monies.
You did not request him to provide for you the number of taxes he has running in his name, that he has purchased and put in other people's name and the ones he has in his own name.
Yes, I had decided probably after break I will deal with the assets in one unit. Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson, for the heads up. Yes, so regarding the withdrawals, you said sometimes he will send you.
Yes.
Is this something that is very frequent?
Yes, sometimes it's frequent, yes.
And you do that every week, every 2 weeks?
Well, it depends on.
On
as
what?
you may see it in the statement.
Yes, I have it. Everything I ask you, I have the answer. So that probably isn't an issue. So I just want to hear from you.
Yeah.
It's only fair to give you an opportunity to explain. Is that not correct?
Yes.
The same way you have denied some things here as found by the audit report. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Yes. So tell us now. Will you call it a frequent transaction? You going to the bank to do transactions in the allocated account?
Yeah, sometimes let me also see, because it's on different dates. So but
Yes.
it's frequent.
Okay. How about deposits?
Deposits too, yes. I do deposit in this account sometimes.
Okay. Please tell us, was there any suspicion on your side regarding your financial transactions for Lamin Suso?
No,
There were none.
there were no suspicions.
Okay, let's look at there's a list of council staff deposit and withdrawal from finance director's business account.
There is?
A list of staff deposit and withdrawal. In fact, it's not only you, but most people that comprise of the staff in Basse Area Council, you do conduct financial transactions on behalf of Lyman Suso. And this amount, this monies accumulate to about something about $6 million or thereabout.
Yes.
$6,481,061. Now, your first deposit was in 2021.
Yes.
In April 12th, you withdrew $40,000 from his account. What was that for?
That was purposely. I would not know exactly what that money was meant for, because it was a personal withdrawal, and then I withdrew and then gave him his money.
Now, after that was done, you also deposited $6,000 in September 2021.
Yes.
You also deposited $7,500
Yes.
in September as well.
Yes.
The $700,000. You also deposited $20,000.
Yes.
The same September.
Yes.
30th, 2021. Now, again, $5,000.
Yes.
Then there was a deposit. There was a withdrawal of $658,800 from that account.
Withdrawal, huh?
Yes, in October. Can you please explain to us how you came about withdrawing that amount?
This is in page.
This is what?
In which page?
Which page?
Yes.
Are you looking at the report?
Yes, I'm looking at the report.
Page 82.
What is the amount?
$658,800 you withdrew in October 18th, 2021. It's just the last in the column. Do you see it?
No, perhaps you have a different.
Page 82. I am showing you the system audit for Basse Area Council for the period of 1st January 2022 to 30th September 2022. Is that what you have?
Yes.
So on page 82 you will see it. Manlafi Baji.
Yes, 658,000.
Yes.
That was not that was a deposit.
Yes.
Yes.
What was that for? Where was that money coming from?
No, I do not know where that money was. Where that money came from.
Did you ask?
I asked him, yes.
And then?
He said it's his personal money.
Why did you ask him?
Because I want to know exactly where the source is coming from.
Why did you want to know where it was coming from?
Because I am endowed with such huge of money.
Exactly.
But he said this is his money.
Because it was not becoming very usual. Your transactions with him reach to a point where it becomes abnormal. Because he holds the position of finance director.
Yes.
Wherein he controls money of the account. Is that not the case?
Yes.
And therefore him giving you monies to go and deposit in his personal account is really not something that is normal. Or is it normal to you?
Well, it's normal to me because when I asked him, he said it's his own money.
Did you not tell me it's not normal just some moments ago? That's why you asked him?
No, what I said it's normal for him to be, it's normal that I deposit money in his account and also withdraw from his account.
I asked, why did you ask him?
Yes.
He said, you want to know.
Exactly.
I said, because it's not normal. You said, yes.
Yeah, it's not normal because, no, I am sorry for that response. But then it is normal because, because as you have been seeing all these withdrawal and deposits.
Let me help you back again. Why did you ask him where these monies are coming from?
No, because I wanted to know exactly where.
Why is it important?
No, because it is important because I would also, maybe at one day like today, maybe you'll ask me, maybe somebody will ask me, why are you doing this? Where do you deposit this? But if I should have asked him, then I will know exactly what I would respond.
Exactly. You were asking questions because as a finance director, it would not be really normal and appropriate for him to be giving you monies to deposit in his personal account. Remember, this is not council's account. That's why you ask questions.
Yes.
Exactly.
And when he told me,
it can only be normal to you if at all you are in some form of financial malpractice. But if it is not normal, then that will probably be the only reasonable expectation from any reasonable person. So what were you trying to say?
I said, with this amount, when I asked him, he said it's his personal money.
Yes.
Yes, I agree that it was his personal money.
How?
Because if it was council money,
yes,
then how would he assess this council account?
Oh, but that's not your concern. Was it your concern? How can that be your concern?
No, because looking at this amount, if it was council account, of course it will be known. Because I don't think he can be able to withdraw this from the council account.
And it will not be known.
And it will not be known.
No, the question is not whether it will be known or not. You see, this is the thing that most of you in the finance institutions will not really factor in. There are evidences in financial transactions. If anyone unlawfully withdraw money and you don't spend it rightly, you will be audited. We know that. But for any individual who wants to engage in corrupt practices, that is not their concern. Their primary concern at the time is to embezzle money. So basically, the discussion is not whether it will be known. It is whether it is in fact done. That is the point. When you were being sent as an employee or an agent of Lamin Suso, all these transactions, and we haven't really even gone through quarter of it yet, all these transactions, you knew at the time that as your boss, as the finance director, it is not appropriate.
Yeah, it is not appropriate.
Exactly.
As at that time, yes.
So, Mr. Baji, yes. You said that you asked the finance director about the sources of the funds, and he said it's his personal funds.
Yes.
What do you know that he does, apart from his job as the finance director of Basse Area Council? What do you know that he does?
Anyway, he told me that he deals with land.
He deals with land?
He deals with land, yes.
Okay.
He said he has started that business, but it's not at at a full-fledged state. But sometimes he sells some lands. Okay,
so he sells lands, and so you're assuming that because he's told you this is his personal money, it must be from proceeds from those sales.
From the sales of land, yes.
Okay, and this is one deposit that you've made.
Yes.
And there are several that you've made.
Yes.
Running to the millions.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you know what the Director of Finance's salary is?
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know, no.
So if I said it was just upwards of $20,000 a month, would that be plausible?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay, so you're a finance manager, so you would have a bit less than what the finance director would have, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I said that he got paid $25,000 a month, that would be plausible.
Yes, I get it.
So do you think that it makes sense for someone who's earning $25,000 a month to be depositing about $600,000 every few months into his account?
Yeah, it's possible because it's a business account. Maybe he has.
Great. It's possible it's a business account.
It's possible because it's a business. Sometimes he may have counterparts somewhere else, with whom he does the business with. That I don't know.
So if you don't know, don't assume.
Sorry. You cannot say you don't know because you said the finance director is your friend, is your close friend. So you know his transactions.
Yes.
So you can fairly give us a fair assessment of how much income he makes, because that you are in a position to answer that question. Am I not correct?
Yes.
Yes. So answer the question.
Well, for this $658,000,
referring to only the 600. is the volume of transaction which is running into millions that you withdrew and deposit into that account. So is the assessment she wants you to tell her, you understand, based on the kind of business he is doing?
Well, I did not see his business, absolutely. But somebody, I know if he says he deals with land, I know he will deal with volumes of monies that may be equivalent to this.
And do you know his customer base? Do you know where he sells these lands?
No, I don't know.
Do you know whether he owns lands to sell?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
He only informed me, but I have not seen the lands, and I have never been involved in his land sales.
And you were readily prepared to involve yourself in his financial dealings, not knowing the genuineness of his assertions?
Exactly.
Okay, so if there are any implications in respect of your involvement, you're okay with that? Any criminal implications?
No, I might not be okay with any coming of implications, with the simple reason that I assume this, I am sure this is his personal account, and if it was coming from the council, if these funds were coming from council account, I did not suspect it, and I have not seen any source where he would take these monies from and then deposit into his account.
Is he not a signatory to the council's accounts?
He is a signatory to the council account.
Okay. So he has access to the council's accounts?
But he cannot do that alone.
He has access to the council's accounts? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So do you know whether he's working with the CEO?
Yeah, he works with the CEO.
So do you know whether he and the CEO are in agreement to access council's accounts?
No, I did not know.
Okay, so you essentially are not in a position to say whether or not he's getting it from the council.
Okay.
No, I'm asking you.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, and you're also not in a position to say whether genuinely it is from his business.
Yes.
Okay, but does it make sense to you for a person earning 600 and something thousand every few months to maintain a job where you earn 20,000, 25,000 a month? Unless you're getting something from that job that is assisting your other business.
It could be.
So you yourself, if you were earning 600,000 every few months, would you maintain your job at the council?
I will not.
Okay.
Yes,
Now,
so
let me just ask, where is his registered business?
Brikama.
He has an office?
No, that's not to my knowledge.
As close as you are to him, you don't know whether he has an actual place of business?
No, because I don't go to Brikama.
But you gave evidence here that he goes to visit you and you go to visit him.
That's in Basse, but not in Brikama.
But you did not qualify that when you were given evidence.
No, absolutely, I did not qualify that. Because we all live together in Basse.
Council, you may proceed.
We all live together in Basse. It's Basse where we are going to visit each other.
why did you tell the investigators that you never deposited monies to this account?
Where I said I deposited?
Yes. Do you have your statement?
Yes, I have my statement.
The second page, last paragraph.
Okay.
Can you read it loud, please?
In the issue of cash withdrawal from and deposit into the Light Finance account, Lamin Suso. Lamin Suso's business account. I was aware of his private account, and he would sometimes send me to make some transactions on his behalf, and I will hand over these monies to him. However, I can remember at one point in time where I was assigned to withdraw money from council account. No, this was an error. This should have been from Lamin's account to from Lamin's account to council account.
Okay. What is the error there?
Okay, I can vividly remember on the 27th September 2021, I was instructed by the Director of Finance, Lamin Suso, to withdraw an amount of 700,000 and deposit this sum to council account at Trust Bank. And herein I provide a copy of the deposit slip.
Have you ever withdrawn monies from the account of council to Lamin Suso's account?
No, I have never.
But you have been given checks to withdraw. Have you been given checks by Lamin Suso to withdraw?
Yes.
From council's account?
Yeah, from council account, yes.
Yes, so, and this amounted to about $1,795,406, 80 buttons
Yes,
on different occasions.
yes.
Do you know what the auditor says about these withdrawals?
Yes, he said he did not know where these monies were spent.
Where this?
Monies were spent.
And then what is your response to that?
I am saying that that's not possible
Why?
because the bank checks has counterfolds.
The bank?
All bank checks has counterfolds.
Yes.
And this counterfolds interprets, what the money was proposed meant for.
What the money was supposed to be meant for?
Yes.
And so
all
therefore,
all the bank checks has counterfold, and the counterfold checks will always interpret what the actual check was meant for.
so the auditor would be wrong to say that these monies can't be accounted for as to where they have been spent.
Yes, I can say that.
So when you are given checks, what usually accompany these checks?
Normally, before checks are signed, there would be vouchers raised.
Vouchers raised.
Yes, and if these vouchers are raised
Yes.
And approved, both the CEO and the Director of Finance
Yes.
would then sign these checks to effect the payments of those vouchers.
Yes. How do you know that they will both sign it?
Because the vouchers will be in place before withdrawals are done.
Now the monies that you have been, the checks that you have been given on numerous instances, you mean that there are vouchers that accompany these checks?
Absolutely.
And the necessary supporting documents?
Absolutely.
What would these supporting documents be?
The supporting document would be vouchers. And then some of them would be salary payments. And then some of them would be deposit at various banks. Withdrawal from one bank and deposit into other banks. Those circumstances are all available.
They're all available?
They are all available, yes.
Were this given to the auditors?
Well, I would not know exactly whether the audit has inquired for this. But the required the required thing was for her to consult for these documents to be given to her. So I wouldn't know absolutely whether she has asked for these documents or not, but I know these documents are in place.
You wouldn't know whether he had asked for the documents or not?
Yes.
Do you think that there was a chance that the auditors wouldn't ask for these documents?
Well, I would know, because if she has asked these documents, they were going to be presented to her.
No. The auditor's primary job is to ask for those documents.
But those documents are in place.
No, they are not in place.
Of course they are in place.
No.
They are in place.
They are not in place. The point is, the auditor cannot conduct any auditing without asking for documentation.
But I am telling you, I am not
Is
telling
that a
you,
fact?
I am not telling you a different thing. That these documents are in place.
No. I am saying, now let's limit ourselves first to the fact that the auditor is saying these withdrawals are not being supported by proper accounting requirements or manual or so. You don't follow due process.
I accepted that.
What do you accept?
That they may not have taken a proper accounting procedures. But that is quite different from to say that they are not authenticated.
No, the same thing. That was the auditor's concern. That when you give someone check in an institution, there are rules and regulations that are to be followed. Even if it is a check of $1, because monies are to be accounted for. You must know why you are going to withdraw a particular amount of money. You will be given a voucher and the necessary supporting documents. If it is to pay someone's salary, the necessary supporting documents will be attached to the voucher. If it is to pay a particular supplier, the attachments will be there. Is that not the case?
Yes.
So when the auditor says that you did not follow the requirements of the finance and accounting whatsoever, that is what they are saying.
But that is not consistent.
In how?
Because these documents are in place.
No.
Because once checks are signed, the counterfold check of the check.
Were you present? when the auditing was done?
No, I was not present.
Did you give the auditors any evidence? Were you present to give them any voucher?
No, I was not present.
Were you told that they were given all the vouchers?
No, I was not told.
So?
But quite certainly, these documents should be in place, because this document that I am
Let's
saying...
assume they're in place. If you were the auditor and you have gone to audit, and you're not given any documentation, would you still assume that these documents, they exist?
Yeah, but that also depends on if she make consultation.
Bro, you did not make yourself available for auditing.
No, this has not only affected me. It has almost affected
this
those...
$4 million
yes.
only affects you. Sorry, the 1,795,000
yes.
only affects you.
Yes.
I am confronting you with evidences regarding checks that you are given to you in your own personal capacity as the acting finance manager.
What I am saying, Council,
Yes.
is these checks were authentic checks signed by...
Trust me.
No, I am coming to the point.
No, I am trying to help you. That as I ask you these questions, I do not have any conclusion as to whether you embezzled these monies or not. I am going by the findings. Now there is a finding that evidences were not produced. I'm giving you the opportunity to avail yourself, to tell me no, and tell the commission as well. In fact, we have the evidence. If they were not given to the auditors at the time, and they still exist, bring it on.
Yeah,
provide us with all these vouchers.
That's what I am saying. I said they are available and I'll provide them.
When?
No,
Friday too.
That will be sometime next week Friday, because I have to travel to
Mr. Badi, you don't dictate here. We tell you what to do. All right?
Okay,
by Friday, you bring the documents if they are available.
I appeal considering to where I would go to, because I have to travel to Basse and then go to the office and then search these documents to bring them back.
The issue is one day you will get to Basse, and these are already documents that are filed. So it cannot be magic. When you wake up in the morning, by 3 o'clock you are in Basse. Sorry, we will need it on Friday.
Mr.
Ujena has a question, yes.
You said the counterfoil will have all the necessary things to support that withdrawal.
Yes.
How big is a counterfoil?
How
big a counterfoil is?
No, it's a small one, but it is normally all transactions in the main, in the main ones are also captured in the, in the counterfoil.
And who keeps the counterfoils?
The Director of Finance.
Can you get the counterfoil for this specific one?
Which one?
This 1,790,000 something.
No, this 1,790,000 something is on different different checks.
No. Yeah.
Yes.
My question is, can you get us the counterfoil?
Yes, I can be able to get all the counterfoils.
Okay, please, we will want to see them.
Okay.
Order from the commissioners before I proceed. Yeah, so we have reached the conclusion that you will provide the vouchers for these withdrawals.
Yes.
Okay, then we will leave that issue for now. You will see entirely the monies that have been withdrawn from the finance department alone. Even Lamin so by himself withdrew $4,183,500 in various instances. You, Manlafi Baji, 1,795,406. Then you have Ndaba Kurubali. You know Ndaba Kurubali?
Yes, I know him, yeah?
Yes, $35 million is $288,244 is 29 batuts. And you have Usman Ture, Mohamed Jawane, Babukar, MJ Kante, Modu Lamin Keru. All of you, the amounts are, you have more than $1 million. And you also have the finance director making self-withdrawals of the $344,000 from the council's account.
Okay.
And then, as far as the auditor is concerned, all of this deviate from good financial practices. No vouchers to support these withdrawals at that amount. You see, when you add this, when you add all these irregularities with respect to the country's current situation, you know what I mean. You can't even pay salaries. You haven't paid salaries for 3 months. These are the allegations. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes. And why is that? Because you, at the level of council, for the most part, are just not following the rules and regulations. Monies are being withdrawn left, right, center. No one really cares about how we spend these monies. No rules followed. And you can't even pay young women and young men and women in the area council their salaries. Are you being paid salary?
No, I'm not being paid salaries.
For since when?
It's about 3 months ago.
But you still, you are still working.
Yes.
But you have your own house. You have accounts in 3 banks.
Yes.
What is the minimum amount in your trust bank account?
No, I don't have trust bank account.
What do you have? Is it Reliance Financial?
Less than 10,000.
You have EcoBank?
EcoBank, I think EcoBank is 0 over 0.
And the other one?
It's also 0.
Okay, we will see to that.
Okay.
But then you have, in this situation, not paid salaries for quite a long time. What do you think is the problem?
What I think is the problem to that is numerous.
Yes, please proceed. Tell us.
I am not only convinced to say that these expenditures do not have documents, but it will be proved beyond reasonable doubt.
What?
All the expenditure and video that was effected from these $51,000, they can only produce. Quite certainly.
Are you talking about?
Is it 51 or $51,000 or 51 million?
51 million.
Are you talking about your 1 million you have withdrawn, or you are also vouching for even this, so your friend, your very good friend?
No, even Daba, who is with 50,
No, forget Daba for now. I'm talking about, are you speaking on your own personal withdrawals, or also with regards to your good friend Lyman Suso?
Yeah, it could be that as well. Well,
do you have the witness?
Why?
Registrar, can you please a minute? Do you have another?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Witness, counsel.
We have a long way to go, probably.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think it's a convenient point to stop for now. Thank you. We may please rise.